So I'm putting Clara's rod in her closet, and I have encountered a snag. And my snag is that the wall studs are not in the exact right location I need them to be in order to center the closet rod. So here's what I'm gonna do. I went on a stud finding mission, and you can see there's one right there, but that is way too close to the door to allow any sort of functional hanger space. So what I would really like to do is put my rod in the middle. I am gonna take a 2x4 and I'm gonna attach it there where I know that there's meat to go into, and there where I know that there's meat to go into, and probably there because I know there's a nailer there for the sheetrock, so there's something to go into there. And then I can come along and I can put my closet rod anywhere along that span that I want. All right, I've put my 2x4s across there. Right there. And as you can see, I've also mounted my rod holders in there. And I have cut my rod to length. Measure twice, cut once. And now Clara is gonna do the honors. She's gonna put the rod in the rod holders. So we're gonna move this step stool closer for you.
I'll do it.
All right, that's the right attitude. There's my strong girl. Atta girl. You might wanna go forward a little more even. There, that'll be good. Okay, here we go, I'll hand it to you.
Thanks.
Okay, tools of the trade, drill, level. There's one, and ta-da! Pretty good. Now we can start moving Clara's stuff in. So a bonus of doing it this way, you can see I mounted the rod holders at the bottom of the 2x4. I did that so that we can put a shelf across the top, because if we put a shelf across the top, we'll be able to put stuff up there. And then of course we have the cubbies I put in also. So it should be a pretty functional space. I'm pretty pleased with it. We went with a 60-inch height for the rod here. That way Clara can grow into it sooner or later.
Maybe I can pull and do pull-ups.
You know, I don't think it's rated for that kind of weight.
Why?
Well, these are only plastic, right?
Right.
You are too heavy for those.
I'm 41. That's the less.
I think you're more than
That's
that.
what the scale said.
I think you're closer to
I counted
48.
like 20s.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So that means you might have rounded down. We'll talk about rounding. So I came back and I had some scrap 2x4, so I put it on the top there. And I could have gone all the way across with the 2x4, but that would have been an extremely beefy shelf. So instead I just put 3 supports in, which preserves the head space right here to easily get coat hanger hooks over this rod, but it still supports the underside of the plywood. This plywood is the same stuff that I actually used up above that originally was part of the pallets that our roofing came on. And then I came back, and this time I put 2 layers down, which will make it stronger. It's also supported, as I mentioned, with 3 different 2x4s. You can see them across there. And that'll be a nice shelf for her. So I can put stuff that she doesn't use a whole lot, but she still needs kind of accessible right there. And then the upper cubby will be for the rarely used or seasonal stuff. And with that, my little girl has a functional closet minus the door, and we can start moving.